All right, bro. Turn the volume down as much as I could here. So this is my MVC2. You're familiar with it. I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna try my best to clearly and concisely cover everything that I modified so far. It's quite a bit, bro. There's a lot of characters I added in too. First and foremost, the very first thing I did was I went through the default roster and I just made very minute tweaks to the characters that I think were like wrong. A good example is Venom. The default Venom is light blue. He's like this type of blue. I went ahead and just reworked his palette, and of course, as you can see here, I changed also his UI or his character select of icons and stuff to match the new palette. So now Venom is actually black because Venom is black. There's no version of Venom that's light blue. So yeah, that's one of the things I did. Another thing I went ahead and tweaked too was the default for MVC2 Rogue. It wasn't colored properly. She instead of green and yellow with a brown jacket like she is here, I think the default version of her, I think it was green and white. So everything that's yellow on her was white, and also her jacket was green. Pretty sure she had a green jacket. She looked terrible. It wasn't Rogue. So as you can see here, I completely recolored her, and this is the end result, bro. It's more accurate to the way she looks in the comics. Another thing, again, these are just the base roster things that I tweaked by hand here. Besides those two characters, I think Psylocke. If you look closely at Psylocke there, her belt, Psylocke's belt in the default game palette wise is pink. I'm not sure why MVC2 the artist chose to do that because there's no version of Psylocke that has that pink belt. That's not the sash that she wears in the comic books. Long story short, whenever she wears this belt that has the black X logo on it, like she's wearing here, it's red. That's just like a little nerdy comic book detail I found. Another thing I did, which would take forever for me to cover properly, so I'm not gonna do it, is every character has new animations added to them. For instance, all of the characters who are made of flesh or humanoid characters, they all blink now. If a character has flowing hair, they have new hair animations. And actually, I can show a couple examples here. I'm gonna pick Psylocke and I'm gonna pick Rogue. This is just to give you the extent of like how detailed or how much work I put in towards each and every character in this roster. As you see, all of the UI assets who have been overall too. A good example is Rogue. All of her portraits and her icons and etc. They've been recolored to properly fit her new color scheme. There were a lot of bugs and typos in MVC2 default that I had to tweak, but nothing gameplay related. Alright, I'm gonna turn on my filter here. It's just a reshade I have in here that takes the pixelation off, just because I don't like pixel art. I hate low resolution anything. There we go. So this is my reshade on. As you can see here, it just cleans up everything, makes it look more like drawings and comic book art. So on the left, you see Psylocke there. The changes I made for Psylocke, as you can see there, if you look at her hair, she's got new hair animations. She's got like a full hard bounce to her hair. Of course, she's got boob physics now. See her boobs? She's very jiggly. She's super bouncy when she moves around or whatever. And also for the sprite, if you look closely at her back, you can actually see it. For her idle stance, she's got hair. I put her hair back on the sprite originally, or rather the original sprite for MVC2 didn't have hair. It's like her hair magically disappears just because she's standing straight. Like it was pretty jarring and odd. But this is the end result, fam. And it looks pretty good. I think the most obvious or noticeable thing with my new animations, and this is again across the board for every character, is that really after landing from a jump. See it? See the hard bounce on her breast and hair for the land? Beautiful, man. And if a character has like their butt out, they're wearing like a leotard, bikini, spandex, or anything similar to that, they're gonna have like I call it butt jiggle. See your butt? So it's just a full physics suite for every character. If you look closely at the character, look at Psylocke's face, for example, you'll notice it takes a second, she blinks. That's something I added in for every character's animations too. It applies to her stance too. She has a blink too. On the right there, you see Rogue. Rogue has been completely recolored. She's now accurate to how she looks in the comic and the cartoons. It leaps and bounds ahead of the default, bro. You gotta trust me on that. Another thing I did was the animations, of course. I added way more frames to all the animations to be more fluid for Rogue specifically. As you can see here, when she crouches, see the boobs, her hair. Look at the eyes. See the blink? She blinks too. just little minute things that I think are required for all of the characters to advance or make them better. There's the jump land example there. See the horror bounce on the breast and hair. If you look closely, I actually redrew the sprite too. I think the most glaring or obvious thing on a sprite is her coat. See her coat specifically for your right, her left boob. See the coat flap hanging down under her boob. That's something I actually drew in. She has like a properly drawn coat. Without that little coat flap right there underneath her left boob, it looks weird. It looks extremely weird. It's like it's angled. It's not drawn right. And this is the end result, bro. It looks phenomenal, dude. The what sells it is really the breast bounce. It looks amazing. Like all of the female characters. Judging from that too, she's got butt jiggle too. See her butt? And then yeah, just amazing, dude. This game looks so much better. I'm still working on it, but still going through every character in the roster, and I'm doing individual tweaks to every character. Sprite alterations, good example again. Psylocke's hair, as you can see there, behind her back. The boob animations, the hair animations, the butt and thigh animations, the blinking added in for all the characters. I'm doing that for every character, and so far I'm done. But it's me, dude. So I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I'm still going over and fine tooth combing all of the characters. Um, yeah, this is just a little minute example. I'm gonna try to keep the video short. Another thing that I added in too, which I never covered, is more secret characters. So this is, as you see here, going from the center. I'm just going to the right of the globe. Way on the far right, if you keep tapping over, you go into a secret area. And as you can see there, Ant-Man has been added to the roster. Not sure why I didn't have Ant-Man earlier. He's part of the main Avengers, but he's in here now. Another one, I'm moving down. Thing to the right of Thing in his secret area. I got a super scroll now, which is pretty awesome. There's a plethora of other characters that I've integrated in here. I just specifically don't remember where they are, but it's including but not limited to. Let me turn the filter off so you can see it clear. So okay, I have the default comic book Deadpool. I know you like Deadpool, fam. I have the default comic book Deadpool here from the comic books. If I go all the way up here into the secret area, and this is a secret area above Jean, nope, above Black Panther. So starting from the middle here, go all the way up to Black Panther, and I'm just gonna tap up. As you can see here, I have a MCU Spidey that I'm working on. I have MCU Black Panther, which is really complete, and I also have a movie Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, which is, as you can see from the color scheme and the art, dude, it's phenomenal. It plays completely different from the this. It's not a default, but it plays completely different from the comic book version of Deadpool. It's pretty cool. You gotta come over and test them both out, figure out which one you like the most. Other than that, there's a plethora of new characters I added to the roster. I just like can't pull it out of my butt right now. Like Daredevil, I have a new Elektra with fully modified sprites. Well, screw it. At the risk of dragging the video out a little bit longer, I'm gonna showcase, where is it? Some new characters that I added in. There's so many of them, bro. I'm up in the secret area, by the way, way up top above Guy. I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna show another example of the things that I typically tweak by default when I add a new character to my roster, specifically ones that aren't default too. All right, let me turn on my filter. All right, so okay, so for these characters, these are new characters, Electra and Birdie. As you can immediately tell, I changed their idle stances. I didn't like the idle stances for either one of them. They're pretty terrible looking. So as you can see here, Electra has this new idle stance, which looks way better. She's got blink animations that I added in. She's got the boob physics too. See her boob bounce? Pretty hard jiggle too. Looks great when she lands. Looks great for in between attack animations too. But yeah, in the end, that's what Electra looks like now. She's got new blinking animations, boob physics. She's got bandana physics, and she's got butt jiggle for some of her attacks, given she's wearing essentially a leotard. On the right there, you see Birdie. Birdie has a different idol too. Default Birdie, her stance was not great. I just didn't like her default stance. I didn't think it was iconic enough. And as you can see here, I completely reworked it, and this is way superior in my opinion. The thing that makes it superior, look at the animations for her ponytail, her bang, the eye blinking, and her boobs. As you can see there, she's got like really hard jiggle for when she stops there, and it looks amazing, dude. She looks alive, dude. It applies to the crouch too. All my characters have that for the crouches too. Basically, if I do any alterations to the idle stances for any of the characters in the roster, which is every character in the roster, I'm of course going to do the same alterations for the crouch. And this is the end result. Again, there's a lot more. There's a lot more, specifically a lot of hand drawn stuff that I like to do in this game, bro. Screw it, I'll show some more. But there's a lot going on here, bro, that I've been individually tweaking to improve. Trying to think. Chun Li was got some wild edits. I'm dragging this video out. I wanted this video to be short. I wanted it to be a 5 minute video. Let's turn the filter on. All right, so here we have Storm and Chun Li. So specifically for Storm, she's got the boob jiggle. See the jiggle? Hard jiggle, right? The most glaring thing for Storm is really I tweened her animation to have like smoother, to be more fluid. She's also got blinking added to her idle. She's got blinking added to her crouch. Look at her eyes closely. Give it a second. See the blink? And I also redrew her sprite too. If you look closely at her left arm, your right on Storm, she's got I properly drew her cape in. It was gone. That part of the cape was gone and it looked weird. It just there's a lot of art mistakes in here in my opinion. She's got the hair physics, the boob physics, she's got even butt bounce to her butt. She's got the whole suite, bro, and that's the end result. I think it looks leaps and bounds ahead of the default. For Chun-Li on the right there, you can immediately see it. She's got Gynax Sing or Boob Jiggle, straight out of Street Fighter Five, bro. It feels like Street Fighter Five's crazy jiggle physics. Another thing I put in here, she's got an animation on her I'm not sure what you would call that, the loincloth, the hanging drape on her crotch and butt. See it? She's got animations added to it. It's very fluid. It's very flowy now. Reminds me a little bit of Gambit, default Gambit from MVC2. She's got the butt jiggle, the thigh jiggle, excuse me, butt jiggle, the thigh jiggle, the boob jiggle, the eye blinking for both her crouching and stand. She's got the whole suite, dude. I even slightly animated the buns on her hair. Yeah, but that's just a few examples, bro. Like this roster is insane, bro. It gets crazier the further I get into it. I have two versions of War Machine. I could cover my War Machine and Iron Man. The tweaks I made to War Machine and Iron Man are insane, bro. It's just so much here. But yeah, I ain't gonna drag the video out any further, bro. You just gotta come over and play this, man. That's pretty much it. God bless.